It's a crime, Mr. Collins.
It surely is. After all, how would you feel if someone called your husband a coward and you began to believe it yourself? Yes, it's Gail Collins here, wife of the famous detective. And in a moment, I'll be back to set the stage for our puzzling crime.
It's a crime, Mr. Collins. Now, let me get this straight, Gail. You mean someone actually called Greg a coward?
They surely did, Jack.
And what happened when they picked themselves up off the floor?
When Greg picked himself up off the floor, they were sure he was a coward.
Oh, no, I think you'd better start the story. I'm confused already, and it hasn't even begun.
All right, Jack. Well, you see, we were having a quiet night at home playing Scrabble. You learn a lot about a man's character playing Scrabble.
The trouble with me is, in this game, is that all the words I can think of have nothing to do with Scrabble.
What do they have to do with?
Girls.
How could a game like this make you think of girls?
Why not? Everything else does.
Nuts.
Okay, if you don't believe me.
Nuts is a word I can use in the game.
So can a monkey. So let's put it to one side. Gosh, here we are with one free night, and we waste hours of it playing a game. I mean, a game like this. Now, when I was a lad, two young people didn't sit on the sofa making up words.
I know. You sat on the sofa and made up.
Mm-hmm. You got the idea. Now, all you need is the hand of a master to show you how. There was another game we used to play in my youth called Interruptions. Half the population got infected with it and never recovered.
Greg, it might be customers.
Their problem can wait until tomorrow. Now, mine...
I guess I'd better answer the door. Where would you be without a business wife like me?
I'd be a well-adjusted husband wherever I was.
So I kept saying to myself all the time, there's someone home. Is this the establishment of Mr. Gregory Collins, who investigates murders?
It certainly is.
That's good. I wanted to be sure, because for 10% of the rake-off, I got a murder he should have.
And that's how we met, Mr. Nathan Platter. And for Platter, you can read chatter, because if there's one thing Nathan can do, it was talk. But for Greg and me, it was fascinating chatter.
I know what you're going to say, Mr. Collins, before you even open your mouth. You're going to say, Nathan Platter, what do you want? Am I right? Okay, so I'll tell you why I'm here. My boy, they put him under arrest for murder in handcuffs. For murder. So now you want to know if he's guilty. Well, I'll tell you, and I'll tell the world.
Mr. Platter, I can only follow dialogue that moves at the speed of sound.
How's that again?
So just slow it down. Just answer some questions, huh?
Isn't that what I'm here for?
Mr. Platter, who is supposed to have murdered whom?
My boy.
You mean your son's committed murder?
If he has, his mother's keeping it from me.
Then who is your boy, Mr. Platter?
My boy is Nigel Manderson. I guess you know the name?
Nigel Manderson, the film star?
Sure, the film star. I'm his agent. Now they've arrested him for murder.
Who's he supposed to have murdered?
A writer. Just my luck I don't happen to be this writer's agent, too. Should that happen, I would be in trouble.
Well, just tell us the writer's name, Mr. Platter.
Stephen Novak. He just works on small films. He ain't even done nothing for CinemaScope at all.
And why is Nigel Manderson supposed to have killed him?
Why else but for a dame? To be exactly precise, for his wife.
Whose wife?
The police say Nigel Manderson killed Stephen Novak because Manderson's wife was passing the time of day with Novak in a suspicious fashion.
I get it. Manderson was jealous of Novak.
Maybe. I'm a jealous character, too. But I don't kill nobody for it any more than Manderson did.
What evidence did the police arrest Manderson on?
I never heard such rotten evidence. Manderson confessed.
He confessed?
Can you beat it? That great stiff up and said he killed Novak. I knew right off he was lying.
How did you know?
Pal, how did I know Manderson would make a film star? In the same way, I know he didn't kill Novak. Heck, he's just a nice kid who happens to make a living in the movies.
What about Manderson's wife, the one who seems to have caused all the trouble?
I don't like to speak ill of the living, but... look, you know what Hollywood is. Well, even there they think she's a tramp.
Then why did Manderson confess?
That's what I'm trying you to find out. If less 10%. In this case, I'm your agent, okay?
But we haven't even said we'll take the case yet.
I realize that. I got your seats booked on the plane, so as soon as you say yes, we'll leave. So hurry and say it. The cab's downstairs, and that meter eats money.
So that's why Greg and I flew to Hollywood late that night. All because of a little man's faith in someone he was working for. When we arrived, we found Madison had been released on bail. Before he talked to Madison, Greg interviewed the lieutenant in charge of the case. And when he came back to our hotel, he looked pretty depressed.
Anyone phone for me while I was out, honey?
Only Mr. Platter. He says he's bringing Madison to see you about 8 tonight. Honey, what happened down at the station? You look pretty depressed.
Well, I guess I can't complain. The police were very helpful.
They can afford to be. With Madison's confession, they probably feel they've got a watertight case.
You can say that again. And not only because of Madison's confession, either.
You've got something else?
Madison was heard to threaten Novak at a nightclub. He talked to Novak on the telephone, and apparently he said, "I'll come and see you tonight. I don't think you've learned your lesson. You've earned what's coming to you." So, put that with Madison's confession and see what you get. Anyhow, how's about we phone down for some food? I'm so hungry I could eat an actress.
You keep your eyes off those actresses, Greg Collins.
I get it. Believe me, those dames are only interested in a contract. It's not the contract that interests me. It's the negotiation.
Oh.
You Mr. Collins, Bud?
Yeah, sure I'm Collins.
Mr. Collins, I hear tell you flew in to stick your nose into this Madison business.
Where did you hear that, Mr. What you say your name is?
Mr. Collins, the Madison case is a local affair. Why don't you go back where you come from?
Well, if you'd like to discuss my future plans, why don't you come in and sit down?
Discussion ain't in my line. I just hand out advice. And usually I make it stick. Like this.
Greg!
Stay where you are, lady. When your old man wakes up, tell him to grab the next plane out of here.
Nothing but nothing could persuade Greg to stay more than being knocked down by that hulking man. But if that was any indication, the case was going to be a lot more interesting than we thought. So keep your ears pinned, friends. We'll be back in a moment with more of our story. Greg spent the rest of the evening eating ravioli and holding a damp cloth to an eye that turned rapidly blue. But there was a quiet grin on his face, so I knew he was beginning to enjoy himself. Well, about 8:30, Nathan Platter arrived with his boy, Nigel Madison. And right from the beginning, we could see Madison wasn't interested.
Don't get me wrong, Mr. Collins. I'm grateful to you for coming all this way to help me. But I don't need a private detective. I need a good lawyer who'll keep me out of the gas chamber.
Nicky, don't talk like that. They can't send you to a gas chamber.
Where else will they send me? An Academy of Dramatic Art?
No, rather the gas chamber than that.
Mr. Madison, would you mind if I took you over the story I told to the police? There are some points in it that interest me.
I've told this story so often I can recite it. I had an argument with Novak.
On the telephone?
That's right, on the telephone in a nightclub. And someone overheard the conversation.
Well, apparently you said, "I'll come and see you tonight. I don't think you've learned your lesson. You've learned what's coming to you, right?"
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah, I'd been drinking a little, and when the waiter told me Novak was on the phone, I lost my head.
Novak phoned you?
Yes, that's right. He phoned me.
Well, then what?
I went to his apartment and shot him. Well, then I drove away.
What happened to the gun?
I threw it away.
Where?
Well, how do I know? I just killed a man. I didn't pay any attention where I threw it.
Well, why throw it away when you're going to confess anyhow?
Well, I wasn't going to confess then. Well, you see, later on, I began to realize what I'd done. I lost my nerve or something. I got frightened.
And confessed because you were frightened?
Not because I was frightened, but because... Oh, well, what's the use of hanging around waiting to be arrested? The police would have found me in the end.
But the gun, the one you just tossed away, it's never been found.
Okay, so talk to the police. It's their job now.
Mr. Madison, where's your wife?
She's at home.
You sure?
When I need a private detective to check up on my wife, I'll ask for one. My wife's at home.
But you're out on bail on a murder rap. As far as she knows, she's got about a fortnight left with you. So it seems to me...
Well, as a matter of fact, she's not at home. She had an important appointment tonight with a director, a big director. Maybe very important to her career.
Which career is that, Mr. Madison?
Why, you...
Nicky, don't.
You asked for that.
Who do you think you are? You can't go around hitting people.
Now you've spoiled everything. This guy's your friend, Nicky.
Would someone leave the debate for a moment and help me up?
Sure, Mr. Collins. I'm sorry. Nicky's just a nice, clean American boy. He doesn't use his head.
If he had any gumption, he'd do something about it. And I'd like him to try.
It's okay, fella. There won't be any more trouble.
This I never thought to see. The only time you never hit back is when they run too fast for you to catch them. Collins, you're getting old.
Oh, come on, Nathan. Let's get out of here.
No, not more trouble.
Well, trouble or not, you've got to admit it's an interesting case.
You sit right where you are, Greg. I'll answer the door this time. I refuse to have people turn my husband into a yo-yo.
Oh, Mr. Collins, don't be angry with Niggy, please.
Oh, good evening. If you're looking for Gregory Collins, you'll have to leave your monkey wrench at the door.
I beg your pardon.
Let me handle it, Julie. You're Mrs. Collins?
Yes. But don't stand out there. Come right in.
Nigel. Oh, Nigel. Darling, why didn't you tell me where you were going?
Hello, Julie.
I've been so worried about you. I started to call all over town for you.
Call or crawl?
You're Mrs. Manderson, I take it.
Yes, I am. And I'm going to stand by Nigel, whatever happens.
In the gas chamber?
Well, now, we found the boy, Julie, so let's get out of here. We're sorry to have troubled you, Collins.
What was your name again, Buster? I didn't catch it.
I didn't throw it. But if you must know, my name is Howard, Levis Howard. I'm standing by the Mandersons in their time of trouble.
There's so many people standing beside me, I'm beginning to feel a little crowded. I've got about a fortnight left, and I want to spend some of the time with my wife. Julie, let's get out of here, honey. Let's go home or any place we can be alone for a while.
All right, Nigel. All right.
Haven't I earned the right to be with you for a little while?
Darling, don't. We're going now.
Let me drive you young people home.
You keep away from us. Take up the mortgage when the payments fall due. Come on, Julie.
Niggy, when will...
Call me sometime, Nathan. About a month from now.
You can see how it is, Levis. I'm coming, Nigel. Wait for me. I'm coming.
Poor kids. Those poor little kids. That's the way it goes, I guess. Oh, I'll be running along now, too. I just wish there was something I could do.
Mr. Howard, you brought Julie Manderson here tonight.
That's right.
Somehow that interests me.
Why should it? Nathan told me he was going to get you here, so I assumed this is where we'd find Nigel.
Who else knew I was coming to Hollywood, Nathan?
No one, I guess. I told Levis because he's directing Nigel's new film.
Did you tell anyone about me, Mr. Howard?
I don't gossip about my stars. I told no one. Now I come to think of it, I might have...
Too late, pal. You said it. I owe you this.
I guess I know exactly how Greg felt when he hung one on Levis Howard. After all, people had been hitting him all night. The only thing I didn't know was why he did it. And Howard wondered, too. Only he wanted at the top of his voice.
I'll sue you through every court in the country, Collins, for assault, for battery. I'll throw the book at you.
I can get you a good lawyer.
Mr. Howard, let me get you a drink. The fact is, people have been hitting Greg all night, and, well, I guess he's got a slight touch of concussion. Greg, have you got a slight touch of concussion?
My brain is working at its normal speed. I slugged Howard because he had it coming to him, and he knows why.
Keep talking. This is all going to come out in court.
You're telling me it is. But not the court you think, pal. Howard, you and Nathan here were the only two people who knew I was in Hollywood. And yet a great lug came here earlier this evening, told me to get out of town, and slugged me.
I told you it was just possible. I mentioned the fact to someone at the studio.
That was an afterthought. You told the truth. Then you realized you'd made a mistake.
Pardon me for asking the obvious question, but why should Mr. Howard hire such an egg to slug you?
Pardon me if I give the obvious answer. Mrs. Manderson.
That's libel. I'll sue you.
Every court in the land, I know.
Stu, where does it get you to sue? Collins, I'm sure you're a smart operator, but not in this town. You don't know the natives.
How don't I know the natives?
When a husband and wife go out together 6 times running, there's a divorce on the way. So when you look on the other side of the coin, when a lady like Mrs. Manderson and a director like Mr. Howard go around a little, on the other hand, maybe I don't know the natives.
Nathan, you know where Mrs. Manderson and her husband would head for?
They got a house in Beverly Hills. Who hasn't?
We're going to pay him a visit.
But you heard what Niggy said. He wants to be alone.
Maybe he does. But right now he can't. Because he's got to answer some more questions.
You looking for another bust in the eye?
Grab your hat, Howard. We're taking a little ride.
I'll be darned if I'm going to take orders
I'm
from...
sorry, Buster, but I haven't got the time. You're coming with us if I have to frog march you every step of the way.
I got a car outside. No need to walk.
So you've resorted to kidnap, have you? All right, then, all right, but you'll pay for this, all of you.
By the time this evening ends, it's going to cost someone a pile of dough.
If we don't get out to Manderson's joint in a hurry, we're going to lose more than dough. You and I are both going to lose a client. Now, Howard, start walking.
There it is, the Manderson Mausoleum.
There doesn't seem to be anyone at home, Greg. There's not a light in the house.
What do you do now, Sherlock Holmes? Let's hear you be clever.
Where would Madison and his wife go if they didn't come here, Nathan?
It depends. What did you have in mind that they might want to be alone for, Collins?
For a murder, say?
What?
A murder? Another murder? Oh, that boy's a monster.
Greg, look.
What is it, honey?
I can see a light. Down there through the trees.
Hey, there is a light down there.
That's where they've gone. That light's from the gardener's cottage.
Mrs. Madison have a yen for the gardener, too?
Possibly. Only there ain't no gardener there. Now the place is empty.
Well, let's start walking. You too, Howard. I'm going to need you.
Greg, what...
Save your breath, honey. This is dangerous.
I can't believe it. I can't believe my boy would do such a thing.
There's a lot of things you couldn't believe, Platter. You don't know how that little girl suffered. Nigel Madison, the greatest romantic gift to American mothers.
Keep walking, Howard. Keep walking.
He deserves everything that's coming to him. I won't cry when they slam the door on him.
No? Well, just so as you know where you stand, Howard.
Oh! That's Mrs. Madison.
He's killing her.
Niggy, don't be a fool. Niggy!
It was like a scene out of one of Lewis Howard's pictures. A small, squat cottage. The ray of yellow light between the curtains. And inside, a terrified woman. Well, in just a moment, we'll bring you the climax of the case. When Greg heard Julie Madison start to scream, he let Lewis Howard go and started to run. We went through the door like a bullet, and by the time we got there, he and Madison were wrestling on the floor. And Madison was doing his best to blow Greg's brains out with a gun.
Niggy, stop! Is this any way to behave? Howard, do something!
I'm not going near that maniac. He's got a gun.
Well, if you won't do something, I will.
Keep going, Gail. You'll get hurt. Madison, why don't you come in? There's nothing you can do now. What is it? Yeah, that's a bright boy. Now just take it easy. Let me have the gun.
The poor little kid.
He's mad. He brought me here to kill me.
Gail, honey, close the door, will you?
Oh, yes, Greg.
Julie, why did you come here with him?
I didn't know he was so bad. I thought he just wanted to be with me. And
Instead of that, he wanted to kill you, Mrs. Madison.
I was going to kill myself, too. I was going to kill us both.
You don't have to worry about killing her, Mr. Madison. The state will take care of that.
The state?
No, you mustn't say anything.
The state, you see? What goes on here?
He didn't kill Stephen Novak at all. Julie killed him.
No, it's a lie.
It's the truth, Mrs. Madison.
Howard, stop him. Don't let him say such things.
I'd advise you to listen, Mr. Howard. And Mrs. Madison, I'd advise you not to say anything until you get yourself a lawyer.
I don't believe it. Madison killed Novak. He confessed.
Sure, he confessed. He confessed because he's in love with his wife. Heaven help him.
Oh, Collins, please.
I'm sorry, pal. I know what you think of it, but believe me, in a year or two, you'll be glad.
I can't swallow this. The boy's obviously crazy. Didn't he come here tonight to kill Julie?
Sure he did. Because he realized that even though he was taking the rap for her, it didn't mean a thing to her. He was starting to ready you up, Howard, as husband number 2 when Madison went.
That's the most fantastic story I ever heard.
It's not as fantastic as what must have happened in Novak's apartment that night. I can imagine just how it must have been.
But people heard Madison threaten Novak. According to the written evidence, he spoke to him from a nightclub, and he was overheard.
Well, let's start the story from there. First, Novak phoned Madison. Remember that. So let's imagine what happened. Madison gets called to the phone. When he gets there, Novak says to him, "Listen, pal, I'm beginning to feel a heel. Your wife and I have been playing you for a sucker."
Do you have to go through all this?
I think so. Then Novak goes on. "I can't go on with it, Madison. She won't even play it straight with me. She's in my apartment now. You better come and get her. Take her out of my hair. She's causing me too much trouble." Then he must have said something like, "Don't get me wrong. I love her. But I can't take any more of this, so come and get her." And then Madison spoke. According to the written evidence, he said, "I'll come to your apartment. I don't think you've learned your lesson."
That's what I did say.
Why do you keep saying written evidence?
Because I figure what he said was, "I'll come to your apartment. I don't think. You've learned your lesson. You've earned everything that's coming to you. In other words, I've been through this. Now you go through it." Then I figure Madison went home. Later, Julie phoned him and asked him to come to Novak's apartment. When Manderson got there, Novak was dead because Julie had shot him.
You think you're smart. You think you're a detective. You're a dumb ox.
I can make a guess. Novak was the one guy in her life who wouldn't let her walk over him. He told her to beat it, which was a bad mistake.
Greg, I don't see why she'd kill him.
You loved Novak, didn't you, Mrs. Manderson? You couldn't play it straight, but you loved him. You don't have much control of any kind, do you, Mrs. Manderson?
Oh, leave me alone.
So when Novak told you to beat it, you couldn't take it. He was basically an honest man. You loved him, you wanted to keep him. But he didn't want you anymore, so you killed him.
He asked for it. Called me all kinds of names. He wouldn't believe I loved him. He told me I didn't know what love is. I tried to put my arms around him, but he pushed me away. He said he'd never see me again. Never. So I shot him, because he would have fallen in love with someone else, and I wouldn't have that. He was mine, whatever I did. He was mine, do you hear? Mine!
Greg?
Uh-huh.
You want to know something?
Uh-huh.
I still don't understand how you tumbled to the fact that Julie Manderson was the one who killed Novak.
I didn't actually realize it was Julie, but I knew it wasn't Manderson. Well, figure it out for yourself. Manderson didn't phone Novak. Novak phoned him. Do you suddenly decide to murder someone when he calls you to the phone? And remembering that Novak was supposed to be playing around with Mrs. Manderson, what would he want to phone her husband for anyhow?
It makes you wonder.
Fine, so now you started to wonder. Then you have the business about the gun. In cold blood, Manderson kills Novak. Then, according to him, he loses his nerve and throws the gun away. If he threatened Novak on the phone, then went to Novak's apartment with the purpose of killing him, would he lose his nerve?
No, I guess not.
Oh, yeah. And here's the clincher. Why did Manderson kill Novak?
Because of Novak's association with Mrs. Manderson.
Right. So why does he kill Novak? So he can have his wife back. Well, with Novak dead, he's got her. Would he then go and confess and lose her again? Oh, it doesn't add up.
Gosh, you're right. It doesn't add up. You know, you're really a very clever guy.
Yes, I know. And I know a lot about fellas and dames. That helps, too.
I feel sorry for that girl.
Me, too, but that's the way it goes.
I mean, I don't think I could get to like her, but, well, I feel sorry for her.
Yeah, it takes all kinds to make a world.
Greg, do you think you could fall for a girl like that?
Oh, yeah, sure. I love crazy, mixed-up people.
She was all of that. You know, in my own way, I'm a bit crazy and mixed up, too. I thought you might like to know, because if you like crazy mixed-up women, well, that's me.
Yeah, the mixture's just right, honey.
Greg. I don't think I'll bother to shoot the man I love. If I did, I'd have no one to play Scrabble with. Don't go away. In just a moment, we'll be back with you.
Well, folks, Ged and I hope you enjoyed our adventure, The Yellow Streak. Be sure to visit us next time for another Puzzle in Murder. For where there is crime and romance, there you'll find Mr.
And Mrs. Collins.